how many of you came from Midwest, like Iowa? One time I traveled through Iowa. There's a lot of cornfields and endless oceans of bean, the farm. And once you lose your way there, it is not like losing a way at the corner of Eureka and Del Rosa. It is different from, one day one gentleman was traveling in that area. He lost a way. He needs to find 29 Interstate 29 South, and he was wondering, trying to find the way. And then there's the way in the farm field. There is a farmhouse, and the driveway seemed to be forever. It's at least a half a mile or so. So he had a hope that somebody living there might know where 29 South is. So he went in through the driveway with the dust tail, I should say. And it finally got there, and there's one grandma standing. So with the great high expectation, he asked, how do I find 29 South? And with the disappointment with his face, this grandmother doesn't know how to get to 29 South. So he made a wide turn with the great disappointment again, and he went out to the main road. And in the distance, he can see a rearview mirror. She was waving like crazy and asking him to come back. And there was one gentleman standing right next to her, so that, he thought that this man knows how to get to 29 South. So he made another U-turn, and with the dust tail, he went into the farmhouse, and there was a man standing right next to him. And he was rolling down the window and was anxious to hear the answer. And then this grandma says, "This is my husband, Jack, and he doesn't know how to get to 29 South either." Yeah. So he was really disappointed and went out, and until the gas was almost empty, he wasn't able to find out 29 South. I was there. I know how it goes. I had my own life crisis in my life. Probably so have you. You had life crisis in your life. And more than often, we know that crisis is not knowing where you are. But crisis is coming with a real threatening wave when we do not know where we should go from here. In my experience with Dottie talking, Dottie losing her strength, physical strength, and lying down in the hospital bed, her hope is always in the next moment. The next moment, her daughter may come and visit. The next moment that she didn't see was me stepping in and say hello on behalf of the congregation. That was her hope. Whether there was a giant or small one, we are all asking ourselves, what's next? Thinking that the next will be better than this. Therefore, crisis always when we do not know where to go from here. And listen to what Susan read. Jesus said to the disciples, "I am the bread. Whoever comes to me will never be hungry, and whoever believes in me will never be thirsty." But we all know what it is to be hungry, and we all know what it is to be thirsty. At times, I went through that stage so many times. my stomach is full, but I know I want to eat something. We justify that food called dessert. But come on, we don't need dessert, but we are already full, but we want to eat something, but we don't exactly know what it is that we want. Thirsty is the same thing. We are not. We are quenched with water or something else, that we are not thirsty, but we feel that we are thirsty. So that there is a statistic called happiness rate. How does people are satisfied with where they are and how they lead their life? The happiness rate is composed of subjective well-being components, meaning that whether I am happy or not is not defined by somebody else's statistic. I am happy so that I am happy. Do not define me whether I am not happy or happy. The United States may be the strongest nation of the world, but happiness rate, we take way below 100. The surprising thing is that number one happiness rate, they feel they are happy. The highest happiness rate is Costa Rica. Costa Rica. I've been to that place. It's not that great, but the people in it, feel happy. The second happiness rate of the whole wide world is Vietnam. Come on. We know how it looked some years ago. The Vietnam is second. Third is Colombia. We're known with the drugs and so on and so forth. And that's the nation that the people in it feel most happy, at least. We cannot say, because you don't have this that I have, you should not be happy. You can't say that. And the same is true with what Jesus is saying. However, you happy should be defined by your innermost components of subjective observation of what life is all about. Now, I get into a little philosophical talk, but it is true that how happy you are cannot be defined by somebody else. Nobody can tell you should be unhappy. Be happy not because you have a painkillers to your life all the time, but be happy at least you are confident that you're looking for the bread of life that never make you hungry again. And the drink, the living water that you drink, you feel never thirsty again. Real question to us is, what is it that matters most to the deepest level of my soul? Your prayers, the touching moment of sacredness that God spoke to you in a whispering with the beauty of the day, children's laughter, the perspiring disciple that helps you all the time, whatever that is. If that is a sacred voice, your moment of happiness goes into a different dimension. It is not going to be how you were, what kind of car you drive, how many bedrooms you have at your residence. Therefore, the priority is clear that we want to be happy, we want to be satisfied, we want to be fed, we want to drink something that will never exhaust, so that we go into the depression of non-existence called that I feel like I do not exist. I feel like I am a transparent human being. But there is a searching hand, searching voice from God saying, you matter to me. Happy as you are. I am not inviting you to be laziness and not doing anything but murmuring in rituals with your mouth. But we're talking about serious, deep soul searching where you found yourself in the embrace of God. There, I remember my dad's murmuring, saying all the time, how long has it been since you talk with the Lord? How long has it been since your life's moment was really near to what matters most, what can feed you, what can make you quenched? This is the table where you can come and make this moment the moment of your contact with divinity, contact with God, and say thank you. Amen. I would